right now.
It was a huge shock for us.
A local nursing home says proposed budget cuts could force it to lay off staff members, making it harder to care for residents.
I just kind of feel like he's trying to sweep us under the carpet.
Plus, one state senator has had enough with the gridlock in Springfield. Tonight, he's calling it quits. And something scientists gave mice could also help men regrow hair.
I want it. That would be my reaction because I don't have very much left.
Taking action for you. This is WMBD 31 News at 6.
The governor's proposed budget cuts could hurt some of Central Illinois' most vulnerable.
The governor wants to reduce reimbursements to nursing homes and hospitals by more than $500 million. For Peoria's Bellwood nursing home, that financial blow would mean big changes. Governor Quinn's budget proposal is stirring up plenty of questions for Bellwood Nursing Home.
Knowing that he only talked about hospitals and nursing homes, is that split going to be evenly split? You know, it's just, it was a huge shock for us, knowing that big of cuts could potentially be coming down the road.
Nearly 80% of the facility's residents are covered by Medicaid, and the reimbursements make up 2/3 of Bellwood's revenue. But the loss of funding would affect much more than the bottom line.
The care that we would be able to provide, bathing them, washing them, feeding them, dressing them, doing all of that stuff would actually suffer and actually decline.
Bellwood currently employs more than the state minimum requirement for certified nursing assistants and caregivers. But Newkirk says the proposed cuts would lead to staff reductions, and that has some residents worried.
A lot of these people require a lot more attention than I do. I'm able to get myself dressed, go to the bathroom, get in and out of bed, and a lot of these people can't do those things. And they need the help.
Francis Brown and Barb Ayers say they've already seen the number of staff shrink due to past budget worries, and they feel targeted by the governor's new plan of action.
I just kind of feel like he's trying to sweep us under the carpet. Cuts everything. Why does he have to cut it? I know we've lived too long. That's the whole deal. It's not fair.
Bellwood's administrators worry if the plan passes, those feelings of fear and abandonment will only get worse for nursing home residents across Central Illinois.
All of those horror stories that you hear about nursing homes would probably actually be coming more to light because, the residents just wouldn't get the care that they deserve.
Now, Newkirk says the potential cuts could also affect Bellwood's plans to build a new facility, forcing them to either raise the tax levy or seek more money from the county's general fund. You can take a closer look at the proposed cuts to Medicaid on our website, ciproud.com.
Governor Pat Quinn wants Illinois school districts to join forces. It's just one idea he's proposing to help fill the state's budget gap. Quinn says consolidating districts would save taxpayers $100 million over time. A new commission is being formed to look into the issue. Final recommendations are not expected for several months. The state currently has more than 860 school districts. WMBD's Twin Cities Bureau Chief Jacob Long joins us now live. Now, Jacob, consolidation is nothing new in Central Illinois.
Well, Bob, you're exactly right. 7 years ago, El Paso and Gridley shed their identities and became the Titans. It was an extremely emotional process, but everyone seems to think they're better off together.
I think in the very beginning they even compared it to a marriage.
And in many ways it was. Two school districts with a lot in common making the ultimate commitment.
I think it was as smooth a transition as it could have been.
El Paso and Gridley began looking into a consolidation in 2002. There were a lot of budget and enrollment issues at play. And because the towns are only 8 miles apart, a merger made sense.
You have to create the best learning environment for your students with the resources that you have.
But it wasn't an easy sell to people who pride themselves on where they went to school.
Anytime there's change, people get upset. You always associate the school with your identity for that community.
Once voters approved the consolidation in 2004, leaders made it a priority to unite everyone. Students even got to choose the district's new colors and mascot.
And now it's EPG.
It's not good enough just to be in the same boat. Everybody has to be paddling north.
The superintendent has very few complaints about the merger. He was surprised by how quickly students formed friendships, and he says the district is better off financially because they've streamlined services.
We communicate like we're in the same building, even though we're 8 miles apart in 5 different buildings.
As the conversation about school mergers heats up, EPG says other districts can learn from their success.
It was a win-win all the way around.
And you kind of have to step outside of yourself and think about what's best for the kids.
Now, one road bump has been transportation. It's costing EPG more to bus more kids across a larger area. Meg.
All right, thanks, Jacob. The consolidation question was discussed in Limestone Township several years ago, but the governor's proposal is sparking the conversation once again. Limestone High School Superintendent Alan Gresham says he would be in favor of the plan, but he does not agree that it would save taxpayers money. Area schools are already utilizing shared purchasing, combining orders for transportation and building supplies. Gresham says the real benefit would be a more uniform academic plan for all of the area's 8 feeder schools.
The way we see it as the superintendents in the area is through the curriculum. Being able to combine curriculums, making sure that we have total articulation between what each school is doing, what each level is doing, it would be a great benefit to our students.
Gresham says the district would face a facility challenge if the area's feeder schools were to combine, which could end up costing money instead of saving taxpayers.
Governor Quinn's budget address may have been the last straw for one state senator. Republican Dale Reisinger of Peoria is resigning. The Peoria County Republican Party chairman says Reisinger submitted his resignation this morning to the Illinois Senate president. Reisinger told us last week that he's frustrated with the outcome of the November election. Reisinger's last day in office will be February